alaikum and hi everyone. May I have your attention for a while? Research page is the event. There are two for this session. The first will be appearing after the session ends. You need to enter this code and leave as proof of your attendance. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. May I have your attention for a while? The session will begin shortly, so please mute your microphone and kindly turn on your camera throughout the event. Okay, please take note there are two codes for this session. The first code already appear on the screen right now, and the last code will be appearing after this session's end. You need to enter this code in the links as a proof of your attendance. Thank you.
Kanak-kanak di Gaza di Palestin, saban hari kehidupan mereka semakin mencengkam.
While waiting for our guests, I would like to invite all of you to follow our Facebook page and Instagram at AEFEPUKM. And also, you guys can join our Telegram group, Accounting Week 2021, for more details about the program. Also, don't forget to join our Instagram contest by tagging us at AEFEPUKM on your story with hashtag ACWAwesome. All participants of Accounting Week 2021 can take part by just posting an interesting pictures or video, also a boomerang, in your Instagram story. It is compulsory to insert hashtag ACWAwesome in the caption and tag us at AEFTPUCAM. Thank you. right, while waiting for our guest, I would like to invite all of you to follow our Facebook page and Instagram at AEFEPUKM, and also you guys can join our Telegram group, Accounting Week 2021, for more details about the program. Also, don't forget to join our Instagram contest by tagging us at AEFEPUKM on your story with hashtag ACWAwesome.
Hi Sakina, Hasib here. Hello, hi everyone. Hi 2.0. I think Hazim is already here. Azrul also here. It's just that Azrul is having technical issues with his device. Perhaps Hazim and Azrul, if you can switch on your camera now. Just want to check if everything's okay. Can see Hazim. Wah, pakai baju UKM. Wah, Alhamdulillah. Bagus.
Right?
You should put Micpa logo tepi tu, bro. Okay, good. Azim is here. Can we have Azrul? Azrul, where are you, Azrul?
Hi, I'm here, but my camera is not working. I'm sorry.
Alamak, what happened, bro?
Don't know lah. This PC buat hal today.
Okay. So both of them are here.
Why don't you try if using your phone, Azrul? Is it possible?
I can try, but I need to install first the app. Sekejap
So how everyone in UKM? How are you?
Yeah, actually we are not in UKM right now. We are at home, studying from home.
Okay.
Yeah.
New norm, right?
Yeah.
Just started our semester a few days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you, Mr. Azim?
Fine, good. Oh, by the way, you guys are from which year?
We are from second and third year, most of us. Some from fourth year. I'm third year student.
Oh, okay, good.
So most of you guys are the committee member of accounting club.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Good, that's good. Same with us. We are also one of the committees back then.
So Mr. Azrul, are you okay there? Is it okay?
Yeah, for now I'm installing the app using my phone, but we can proceed first without the camera on.
All right, okay.
Alright, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the forum with alumni of Micpa. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Nur Sakina and it is my pleasure to be your MC this evening. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to this forum. So on this special occasion, we would like to have a discussion about what distinguishes Micpa graduates with a normal accountant. So moving right along, it is my pleasure to introduce our guest, Mr. Muhammad Hazim bin Maitlani, Mr. Muhammad Azrul Ashraf bin Muhammad Yazid, and we meet again, Mr. Muhammad Hasib bin Shahruddin, are representing Micpa as our speakers today. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our moderator, Cynthia Darshni, and our panels, Mr. Muhammad Hazim bin Maitlani and Mr. Muhammad Azrul Ashraf bin Muhammad Yazid, to deliver the discussion.
Thank you, dear MC, and good evening, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank all of the audience. Thank you very much for attending the forum for today. I hope all of you are in the pink of health. So our discussion today will be on what distinguishes Micpa graduates with normal accountants. So before the forum begins, allow us to introduce to you the panels for today. Mr. Muhammad Azrul Ashraf bin Muhammad Yazid is an alumni of UKM and also a Micpa graduate. Now, he is a senior auditor from Deloitte since 2019 until now. Before he became a senior auditor at Deloitte, he was an auditor at BDO from 2017 until 2019. He is being awarded for Best Accounting Student Award 2017 as the UKM representative by the Malaysian Institute of Accountants and the Dean's List Award for every semester. Welcome, Mr. Azrul, to this session.
Hi, hello everyone.
Okay, moving on to our next panel is Mr. Muhammad Hazim bin Muhammad Lani, also an alumni of UKM, and now he is an accountant. He got the best scholarships on offer for professional accounting with just 5 modules within 3 years, which includes 9 months of full-time study and 27 months of part-time study that can apply the knowledge gained in his work. After 3 years, he qualified as a Certified Public Accountant Malaysia and Chartered Accountant Australia and New Zealand. He is currently working as a financial analyst. Welcome, Mr. Muhammad Hazim, today.
Hi, thank you.
And with me, Cynthia Darshni as your moderator. So ladies and gentlemen, there is a profession accounting qualification awarded by the Micpa, a body for professional accountants. Non-accounting degree holders can still pursue their dream of becoming professional accountant through Micpa's conversion program. An accounting degree is similar to the other undergraduate degree and equips you with the academic knowledge in your chosen field. Micpa, on the other hand, is a professional accounting qualification and is not recognized as a degree. Study materials aside, degrees are still well regarded and relevant in today's job market. In addition, if you are financially tight, degrees are covered under PTPTN, while professional courses are only covered in public university. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we kick off our forum session for today, I would like to see how many of you are in a dilemma between choosing various professional papers or thinking whether to take professional papers at all. So please drop it in the chat box, or I would like to see some reactions from the audience. Great. Keep them coming. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Then I would say that you have made the right choice to be in this session today. So before we move on to our topic, Mr. Azrul, would you like to share with everyone what is your experience on taking these Micpa papers?
Hi everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so my experience was I started enrolling into Micpa in my final year. So it's the same like this. We have all the talks and Micpa people approaching us. So I got the interest during my 5th sem or 6th sem, if I'm not mistaken, before the final year. So I got enrolled, and then I started the first paper during my internship, which is the 7th sem, my final year. So I finished 2 papers during my final year, which is one during the internship and another one during my final sem. So and then after exemption, we have 5 papers by right lah. And then another 3 papers I continue while working, so I'm doing it as a part-time. And Alhamdulillah, I finished it in 2018. So I started December 2016 until December 2018 for all the papers. So I can say that it's a good experience while you are doing part-time, because you can actually apply whatever you have learned, especially in-depth knowledge in Micpa into the industry in your daily basis. So it's good. It's a good experience for you guys, for us, for me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Azrul. How are you, Mr. Hazim? What was your experience on taking these Micpa papers?
Okay. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank UKM and also Micpa for inviting me to give my 2 cents to share my experience on taking Micpa. Okay. My journey is almost the same to Azrul, which is to be frank, when I taking degree in UKM during the first year or second year, my view towards the professional papers is not really there, actually, to be frank. But starting from the third year and fourth year, the awareness is there, mainly due to my internship program. And then Micpa also came to UKM to share on their programs and everything. So I applied, and my program only started after I finished my degree, which is I finished on mid of 2016. So my enrollment start in Micpa start in September 2016. My program is the pioneer of, if I'm not mistaken, the pioneer program under scholarship of Peneraju, and we did 2 papers full time as a student, which means the difference between me and Azrul is he did his first 2 papers in UKM while studying degree, but for me, I only started once I finished degree. So you can see the difference, right? Okay,
Yes.
so the 2 papers took around 9 months. I took in Taylor College, Subang, and then only afterward the another 3 papers I took while working with BDO, the audit firm.
Okay.
So I started 2016. And I finished a bit late, around mid of 2019. So my journey taking Micpa papers around 2.5 years.
Okay. That's quite a long time, actually.
Yeah, but it's okay. Maybe for the next session, I will share what happened during the journey and everything.
Yes, sure, no problem. Mr. Azrul, you were awarded the Dean List for every semester and the best accounting student. So you had like various options to choose whatever professional paper you want. So what made you actually realize that Micpa was the one for you?
Well, thank you for the acknowledgement. To be honest, it is because I've been hearing that people, all of my friends, not all, most of my friends know about ACCA instead of Micpa. So to do something different and maybe to stand out lah. So and also I choose Micpa because after exemption they have the least exam to take, because if I'm not mistaken back then for ACCA is 6 papers if I'm not mistaken after exemption for degree students. So then I took Micpa because we have to do only 5 papers. And also personally, I think because Micpa is really good in engaging with the students, so we know that they can cater to our needs. They will take care of their local accountants efficiently. So, and also that Micpa is also collaborating with CANZ, which is New Zealand, Australia. So I think that it might be a good opportunity for me if there is an opportunity in the future, maybe to go for Australia or New Zealand, maybe. So yeah, that's why I choose Micpa.
Okay, so I hope all the audience have listened to that, and now we do know that Micpa will be better than the others. So moving on to Mr. Hazim, you said you started your Micpa after your degree, am I right? So you were doing part-time and working as well. Like, how do you manage your time? Because Micpa is a professional paper, then you are working at the same time. How did you cope both of them?
Okay, talking about coping, okay, first, I hope you don't mind if I giving my thought in bilingual language.
Yeah, no problem. Sure.
Okay, because talking about coping, Yeah, to be frank, I'm not an outstanding student in UKM as outstanding as Azrul, uh, because okay, because when we talk about sharing session, I don't mind sharing all most of all my details, because okay, in UKM, to be frank, my pointer is not that so outstanding, but still okay, which is around 3.3, around there. So if any one of you think that this professional paper is for student that performing, actually that is not an excuse for you not to take professional papers, because for me, once you finish your degree, taking professional papers would need different commitments.
Yes.
And then things are getting serious. And actually, the reason why I chose Micpa initially, before taking it, I applied ACCA and Micpa, and I got both offer. Somehow, Micpa under Peneraju are offering me 2 full-time papers and 3 papers part-time while working. ACCA are offering me full-time papers for 5 papers that time. But somehow, if I'm not mistaken, after 2 years, if I didn't manage to finish the remaining ACCA papers, I need to work also. So that time, my decision my decision to select my Micpa is mainly due to I want to try first the first 2 paper part time, and maybe then I will be able to cope with the 3 papers by part time while working. But it turned out, unfortunately, I passed my first paper, which is the taxation, and unfortunately, I failed my second paper, which is the financial reporting, while doing it full time as a student. So it was a dark time for me. And then, however, life goes on, and I start working in audit firm, and it turned out my working, I mean my by working, it helped me a lot in understanding what I am studying in Micpa, because actually what you learn is what you apply during your working. Yes,
Okay.
and then it really helps. And then it turned out there is a paper for audit subject in Micpa. Alhamdulillah, I got quite a good mark, but not getting any award lah, like Azrul. And then somehow still I got one paper fail during working, but to be frank, the reason why I failed is not because my working lifestyle affecting my study.
Okay.
Actually, I got my own reason, which is maybe I'm too nervous to take the exam. I feel that I'm not ready to take the exam, and then I feel so nervous. So nervous because okay, for financial reporting paper, okay, for your information, we have 5 papers, which is taxation, financial reporting, management, another one, what is it?
Audit and
Audit, and also capstone.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so the papers that I failed is financial reporting. Financial reporting is a paper that we will be learning and focus on the standards, accounting standards. So that time the papers got four questions. Because of too nervous, I only managed to answer 3 for each of the failed papers. I only managed to answer only 3 out of 4 questions. So that's the main reason why I failed, because I didn't answer one question. One question consists of 20 marks, something there. So it turned out the third attempt, when I plan carefully and try to improve everything, it turned out I got a high mark in the exam actually. So there you can see actually your work actually not really affecting your studies. Yeah, it depends on you. Sama ada you manage to plan your work or not. That's all.
I get it. Let's say if we fail a certain paper, how many attempts that we get to retake the paper?
Okay, numbers of attempt actually, okay, for 1 year, correct me if I'm wrong, Hasib, Suraya. Last time when it was my time, 1 year we got three what we call it, three session lah. And then for one session, supposedly you can take two papers. But under my program, my scholarship only allowed me to take one because they want to let us to focus basically. And then if you fail, you are able to receipt the paper within 1 month.
Okay, so it's only 1 month period first.
1 month period. So you don't need to wait for another.
Like a longer period.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so you just study. Let's say you fail, then you have 1 month, then you retake it again.
Correct.
So from your story, Mr. Hazim, it's really clear that the only thing we should do is never give up. Like although we fail, we shouldn't quit halfway. We should just keep on going and we will reach the success. Thank you very much, Mr. Hazim, for that. So Mr. Azrul, in UKM, most of it we study in Malay, and when it comes to Micpa, most of it in English. So is it hard to learn in English then when the subjects are in Malay in UKM? How do you alternate? Because this is the basic fear that the UKM students have when they want to take professional papers, because we learned half of it in Malay and suddenly in Micpa it's all in English. So how do you balance that?
Personally, I think it's quite challenging for well. But maybe when we're going for internship, right? Because we all have internship, right? So most of us will go for the multinational companies or audit firms. So they will need you to have good English command, and also everything that they do also in daily operation will need to use English as well. So you, whether you nak or tak nak, you still need to prepare yourself. But the tips for me is, before you go for something like for the job or anything, so make sure you do some preparation. Okay, let's say you're going for audit, so you might be going to handle income statement, balance sheet. So just to try to prepare yourself with the normal terms that they're gonna use. So prepare yourself. So other detailed stuff that you might not know, maybe you can just Google. But it is what it is. You need to test yourself, because that's how the world is now. They are all using English mostly.
Is there any specific website, to certain terms? Is the English, is the Malay ones?
I'm not sure, because back then I just Google. If you Google or something, they will come with, maybe there's this website. It's business related so, or accounting terms. So when you Google something, there will be a similar stuff that can be related to that point. So you can just this one is actually another thing that is related to what you are looking for. So I think there is accounting terms. Is a website.
Okay, so I think we should all just Google whatever we don't know, because that honestly, even for me myself, we're studying in BM and suddenly Micpa is going to be all in English. That is also one of our fears. So
Yes.
Mr. Hazim, since you're already out there in the corporate world when we haven't, so how has taking Micpa help you out there in the sense of accounting knowledge? Or what accounting knowledge from Micpa can you, like you said, apply during your workplace? So what knowledge is it that you do apply in your workplace from Micpa?
Okay. What you apply?
Yeah.
Okay, as I said, for the first 2.5 years of working, I'm working in audit firm, BDO. So when you work as an auditor, your main task is to check your client's account.
Yeah.
You are not preparing it, but
No.
you are checking and you are trying to correct if there is any amendment need or improvement need to be done based on the standards. So sometimes you need to challenge your client, and most of your client is not an ordinary accountants. Sometimes you are dealing with managers. Sometimes you are dealing with directors of the company. So they have experience of sometimes more than 10 or 20 years of working. So you need, how about you who just only started working like 1 year to challenge someone like that, right?
Is it scary?
So yeah. To be frank, when I started working, is very scary, and even when I want to meet them, not to challenge, just to meet and ask for anything for document, I was very nervous. But somehow as time goes by, you akan build the confidence itself lah, and then you have the knowledge. You have the knowledge and you know you're right. That is your right to ask them and to give opinion to them. Give opinion, which is supposedly the opinion need to be applied lah, by right. And then sometimes, of course, they will challenge you. They will say that, why not previously the auditors tak pernah pun tegur this kind of problem, and then so but that thing, you know, it need to be corrected. So this kind of knowledge, for example, auditing, taxation, management, everything will help you to build your confidence and help you to challenge your clients. And moving into commercial lines, because now I'm working with Schlumberger as a financial analyst. Yeah, so just to give you a brief view.
Sure.
The financial analyst is a bit different from, I mean, it's not different. Maybe for some big multinational companies, they are various of scope. For example, accountants, they are accountants who in charge for specific department. For example, fixed asset, banks, general ledgers. So usually this kind of department will only focus on that thing only. For example, you, Cynthia, let's say you went into one of the big company, big commercial companies.
Okay.
You have to see either they are offering you only for handling only fixed asset or as a whole accounting. Because let's say you are handling only for fixed asset, your scope is only for fixed asset.
Yeah, like a smaller scope.
Yeah, it's like more focused but smaller scope. But it's quite hard for you to understand other processes and other department. So for me, financial reporting, usually my scope of work is like I receive the report from all the scope and I will analyze it. So if anything need to be done, or need to be corrected, I have to tell them. So this is where Micpa professional papers are helping me, because when we taking the papers, we are covering all the scope, and not only scope, Also, all the how we can say scope in terms of like taxation, I covered how the management, how to improve the management, it helps audit and so on. So
Like everything in the module.
yeah, correct. And one thing I have to share is like when you manage to perform your work very well, your superior, your managers, and so on will start to trust you. And what I realized compared to me and some of my colleagues is for those who are like biasa-biasa, maybe your managers will say, okay, you do this, you do like this, follow the process, do like that. But instead, when they trust you, they will start asking you, so what do you think that we can improve?
It's like they care about your opinion and they want to hear it from you.
They want to get your idea actually. So by that, we feel appreciated lah, basically appreciated, and you will enjoy your working.
Yeah, I think we always enjoy when people want to ask us for insights. We feel more
Yeah,
valuable
correct.
to the company itself. Since you said that Micpa papers are helping you in the sense of accounting knowledge, and out there in the corporate world, there are people who took Micpa and those normal accountants. So have you seen these normal accountants struggling more than Micpa graduates when it comes to the sense of this module, since they haven't taken them?
Yes, to be frank, there are some who are struggling. And in terms of to get promoted or improve themselves, maybe it will took a longer time for them, because most probably, I'm not talking about 100% all, but some of them may learn through experience instead of experience plus knowledge.
Knowledge, yeah.
That
Because
is
without the Micpa paper, they feel a bit lost, so they have to gain it through experience.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hazim. As for Mr. Azrul, you said that, like Mr. Hazim earlier, he said that his tuition provider was tailors. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So, Mr. Azrul, we have this very vague idea of how is it going to be when we take Micpa papers. So, what was your tuition provider, and how was the degree there? Like, because you were alternating between degree and Micpa papers, right? So, how was that experience for you with the tuition providers?
Well, I was sponsored by Talent Corp. Back then, there was this Talent Corp sponsorship program. So that was when I was doing my final year in UKM. And then, sorry, the question was about like my experience or the course?
The experience of you being in the tuition provider, because just now Mr. Hasib said there's a lot of tuition providers in Malaysia. So we want to know, how is the tuition providers like? Because the only thing we know now is UKM. So we don't know how the other tuition providers will be, like how they teach Micpa and those kind of experiences.
I see. So I was with tailors as well, same like Hazim.
Okay.
So, and then because we were in the same company, so our company also, they will link us to Sunway tailors to do Micpa, and then my Talent Corp as well also do with tailors. I would say tuition provider, you should go for like those big institution. I mean, because they have like better lecturers, I would say. Because I've asked around my friends that if they go for like their private tuition or something, like if they go and look for themselves, I think the bigger institution have better source of lecturers lah. There are more, because if I'm not mistaken, they will, if they teach at tailors, somehow they also will teach somewhere else as well. So they are quite experienced and they are quite well known, well knowledge. That's for my experience with tailors.
Kita boleh pilih ke yang tuition provider yang mana kita boleh nak?
I'm not sure. But if you are going for macam this program kan, so that program too, they will organize so we'll just go for the class lah. Or your firm, if you're born with that firm, so that firm will do the tuition and everything because they have their own networking, right? So we'll just follow lah. I'm
So
not
the
sure about
company has its own tuition provider, something
yes,
like that.
yes,
So you only get to choose the company and you get the tuition provider that comes along with it.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
I get it, I get it.
Sorry to
Yeah, it's okay.
mencelah, but so far all the lecturers for Micpa I think is very excellent lah. Starting from my text paper until to capstone, can say they are senior lecturers. So which means they have experience in for many years, and then although they are a bit senior, but they know how to interact with young generation, to be frank. So which means kalau ada masalah or anything, you just sit, and then they are trying their best to explain it and to help you basically.
It's like they relate to the students more and they know what we actually want, something like that.
Yeah, correct. And then sometimes, if I'm not mistaken, my first paper kita ada macam project papers, project to be done, and even the project also your that time the lecturer are helping a lot lah basically.
Usually, what are the timings of these classes for Micpa?
If you are doing part time, memang during weekend lah basically.
Weekend, okay.
So yelah, you have to sacrifice your time a bit lah. But usually one weekend only for 1 day lah only kan.
Oh, so you get leave from the company then go to the tuition, or is it after working hours?
I don't know. Yeah, it's on weekend, on Sabtu or Ahad.
Oh, okay.
So basically memang tak kacau your working time lah.
Okay, I get it. Mr. Azrul, since there are 5 modules in this Micpa, which one do you think was the hardest for you, and how do you tackle that paper?
For me personally, I think the hardest is financial reporting. Because I also
I think for everyone
the supplementary exam because I failed the first attempt, and then I took the supplementary exam right after the result, and alhamdulillah I passed. So I think it's quite challenging because it's really in-depth of knowledge. So you really need to know your accounting knowledge and how you tackle the issue, the answers, the question. So it's really technical, I would say. That's why for me it's the challenging one.
Okay. So we've been talking since just now, and I've been just bombing you with questions. So I think it's quite a tiring session, don't you think? So do you think it's okay if we take a short break?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, no problem.
So now we'll go for a short break for about 5 minutes. So those of you who have questions, you can voice out later. Or if you want me to voice it out for you, you can drop the question in the chat box. Do not leave the meeting. It's only a short 5-minute break. I'll see you all in 5 minutes. Thank you. Is everyone ready to start this session again?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Okay, so to all the participants, we want to know that you're paying attention. So drop anything in the chat box or send us any reactions, maybe a thumbs up or a heart emoji, anything at all, so we can see you all. Okay, thank you. And for the panels, they feel like it is better to alternate between BM and English because they find it more comfortable. Is that okay with the both of you?
Yeah, okay, sure, no problem.
Okay.
Yes, can. Boleh.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so since you're saying that Micpa, they teach us soft skills, you know, when we take these papers, they are, besides giving us knowledge, they also give us soft skills, which is very vital actually today in today's corporate world. So, Mr. Azul, what are the soft skills that you have learned that you can share with all of us today?
Okay, so I think I will emphasize more on the capstone module, which is the final module, because you have learned all your theories from the 4 modules, the earlier 4 modules, and then capstone you will need to combine your knowledge and your soft skills together to succeed in the module. So from what I learned in that module is we will be divided into groups, and then in the groups there are random people which is you don't know them, and some of them are like assistant manager, managers or tax agent, and they are all experienced. So we will need to communicate well with them because we have like three phases we need to do for our carrying mark. So we will need to communicate thoroughly throughout the module for like few months. So we will need to brainstorm, we will need to manage our time, we will need to discuss with them time to time. So it's a good module for me to teach me how to allocate and also manage my timing, because they all also have their own schedule. So we will need to work on which weekend or what day, and also we will need to have a good communication skills because they come in different backgrounds. So maybe they are not good in Malay, or I'm not good in English. So we need to brush up our skills so we can meet our points. And also after that, after we have done this is communication interpersonal skills. After that, we will need to present. So the last task we will need to present. So at that time, I think in UKM also we already have done many presentations. So but this time the presentation will be in front of other people who are also, I think I can say, mostly more experienced than you. So we will need to like have a better planning or better presentation skills so that they can understand our points, because this will be marked at that time. So whatever you say, they will be marked at that time. And the jury, which is the lecturer, also is a very experienced is a very experienced lecturer. As Mr. Azim said, they are all good and they know what they are asking from us. I mean, what they expect from us. So our presentation skill is really need to be brushed up for that module. So relating to the soft skill to our industrial experience, we also will do that in our daily basis, because nanti our bosses or clients, if in audit, client will ask us kenapa macam ni, or apa advice we can give them, our professional advice. So this will help for us to apply in our industrial punya daily operations lah. So this module is really good for our soft skills punya aspect. So if Mr. Hazim, do you have anything to add about your soft skills you learned from Micpa?
Okay, soft skill lah. So basically betul lah apa yang Azrul cakap tadi kan. Untuk the difference between Micpa and other professional papers is for Micpa kita ada satu paper named Capstone, where all the scope will be included in one papers. So which mean dalam ni akan ada taxation, akan ada financial reporting, akan ada management, audit, everything ada dalam ni. Dan masa ni lah yang kita akan instead of, tak silap I, the mark is 100 macam biasa, but the final paper exam, if I'm not mistaken, only 40%. Correct, right, Hasib? Okay, 40%.
40%.
So the another 60% is coming from your group projects which you akan go through for a few weeks lah. And then that time usually they will give us some cases and then we will discuss like macam yang Azrul cakap lah tadi kan. And then to be frank, from my experience that time, that time I'm taking audit. So to be frank, I rasa I'm going to perform lah kan, because usually audit is like we are checking accounts, but it turned out dalam I punya group tu sebenarnya ada orang yang walaupun dia bukan audit, I mean they are in the commission, but they have a better experience and knowledge on the accounting and other part. Macam Azrul cakap, yang ambil papers ni bukannya fresh graduates lah. Sometimes some of them have been working for like more than 5 years, and this is where you build your soft skill, how to communicate, how to present, dan masa ni you build connection with other people. And to be frank, I got the opportunity to work in SLB pun because of I met someone who worked in SLB, and she is on my group, and we work very well. Then that is the time when kita build connection kan. Time tu lah kita macam SLB okay tak kerja kan. So she share that dia pun before she's joining SLB, dia as auditor juga. Tak silap around 4 years. Lepas tu kat SLB pun dia dah 4 years. So that time, 2 years ago, she already got 8 years of experience lah. Dia punya position dekat SLB pun that time I think maybe around assistant manager lah kot. And then dia cerita lah SLB okay, you will learn a lot apa semua. And then I tried lah to apply, and then in my CV I can put the reference her lah, because she know me, and then kalau dia punya HR nak to get any detail from me pun, HR dia akan contact dia lah kan, my friends lah. So alhamdulillah, it turned out I got the job offer. And then I'm working in the same group as her, but I'm not reporting to her lah, because in our group kita ada a few assistant managers. So basically alhamdulillah, and then I'm very happy I'm very happy that I decided to join SLB actually. Although that time I haven't complete 3 years in audit, but yalah, the offers come, and then I have my own reason. So alhamdulillah, thank God lah, my is help.
That was a wonderful sharing. Like, besides, we've always been thinking that Micpa helps you build confidence and presentation skills, but it also helps you build connection that can actually lead you to get a better job. I think that is something we can all like take note on. And I was attending Mr. Hasib's session earlier where he said, even if we finish doing Micpa, we have to apply for the CAANZ. So you have applied for the CAANZ because from your biodata earlier, there was your accreditation. So do you think applying for the CAANZ is useful to the students or to the Micpa people who took the paper?
Sorry, Cynthia. For CAANZ, actually, correct me if I'm not mistaken, Hasib. You will be entitled to it once you get the CPA. I mean, to get CPA, there are a few process. First, you need to complete all your papers. and then you have to have 3 years of working experience.
Okay.
And actually, for me, I'm still not entitled to it
because
but I just finished my 3 years working experience period, and I'm still in process of applying it actually.
So you need 3 years of work experience to apply for it. Am I right?
Because although you finish your papers, but if you don't have 3 years of working experience, you still cannot.
Okay. So we wish you all the best. I'm very sure you will get that accreditation. So Mr. Azrul, coming to you, since you're already in the corporate field out there, and maybe you have also talked with the human resources and also the employees out there. So do you think when they hire, there is a better chance of people with Micpa qualifications rather than being a normal accountant? Because students these days, some of them already have their part. They're thinking on, which a professional paper I should take. But the others are like, since primary school, I've been trained for UPSR, and in secondary, SPM, and then from degree, I just want to stop. I do not want to continue studying anymore. So what do you think? Do you think they should really take the Micpa? Like tell them that they should take the Micpa and why? Because, from the employee's point of view, because we're all still young graduates, we don't know how the employers out there in the corporate world think.
Okay, so generally companies will prefer applicants with a professional certification, and also Micpa is very well acknowledged by the employers because so far the audit firms they also know about Micpa. They are well acknowledging Micpa, and for me, like personally, my experience, I can see that my friends semua yang got Micpa macam like it's easy for them to get job lah. So I rasa you should take Micpa if you want to practice as a professional accountant. You should. It's a really good macam it will add value for you lah, and your employee will like they will tengok you as better than the normal graduates. Like that lah.
And sorry to add sikit lah. Actually, this professional paper pun once you entitled to CPA, your gaji will be a bit different lah. Especially in audit firm, usually accounting firm ni dia akan memang encourage you to take professional paper, and sometimes they will also sponsor you, but in return you need to be bonded lah dengan company tu. Let's say they sponsor you all the papers, tapi you kena kerja dengan diorang at least 3 years. Something like that. Tapi okay lah for me because you still need the 3 years experience.
To get the accreditation.
At least your job is secure, and you are sponsored. Lepas tu one time bila it will professional paper ni perlu bila you nak naik pangkat.
Okay.
Naik pangkat dan yalah you punya gaji lagi tinggi lah.
So it is true that to attain a higher position, you need Micpa so you can faster progress in the accounting world. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so Mr. Azrul, as we all know, this Micpa paper is a open book test, and when it comes to universities, mostly they give you the book so that you can't find the answers in the book. It's obviously going to be harder, the questions. So we still have the point where, Micpa is an open book, so they're obviously not going to take the questions from the book. So we feel this fear that it's going to be harder. So in your opinion, what is the difference between Micpa and the professional papers in the term of this open book? Is it like harder or is it easier? Is it doable? What do you think?
It has its pros and cons lah, because in professional certification it will be more challenging because the question will be more detailed and it is based on facts, like the accounting standards. But for me, the pros is it's good because realistically when you are working, you still have your access to, like, maybe you can just Google the MFRS on and then you can refer to books. So it is realistic for the exam, but you need to know what you are answering and what they are asking, because if you don't understand the topic well, you still couldn't answer, or maybe you just like you will answer different thing that they asked. So I would say it is a good kind of exam because it's an open book. You can refer, but you also need to understand well the topic, because in whatever it is, even in uni also, if you don't understand, then you will answer it wrongly lah. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's better with Micpa compared to other papers. I would say that.
How about you, Mr. Hazim? How about your take on this whole open book testing?
Basically same as Azrul lah, because macam bila kita dah kerja, for me for my personal opinion, yelah masa kita sekolah, masa kita buat degree, maybe the concept of kita study and then ambil exam without open book exam is to test kita punya knowledge, sama ada kita faham ke tak benda tu kan. Maybe need memorization lah, tapi bila taking professional papers, kita dah memang tahu kita nak focus on that scope dan that industry, and dia more relate tu dengan kita punya working. And bila masa kita working, kita the fact is kita tak ada dah perlu hafal everything, betul tak? All the facts.
Betul.
Even if I'm not mistaken, kalau hakim dekat mahkamah pun, kalau dia need to give a judgment, dia boleh refer balik all the books kan. So for me pun same goes to working as a accountant lah. Bila ada orang challenge kita anything, we still have time to go and refer back. So basically it doesn't show that Micpa open book test is a lower standard to other professional papers. So it doesn't show lah basically.
I get it. So Mr. Hazim, we have been talking like how Micpa's experience has affected it in the corporate world. So now moving back a little bit, how was your experience in the UKM itself affect your decision to take Micpa papers? Like what modules that you studied in UKM help you in taking Micpa papers? Like, so you can tell us, we can be like prepared from now, these modules we have to be good at so that we can ace Micpa in the future.
Okay, to be frank, all the subject dekat UKM penting. that is one thing lah. tapi yalah, as I said, to be frank, I ni pun bukannya outstanding student lah macam Azrul. Dulu yalah kita main-main jugalah kan, during first to third year, main-main pointer pun cukup makan lah orang kata kan. 3 point lebih sikit apa semua, tapi it turned out my awareness tu came when I did my internship. I did my internship pun dekat audit firm, KHR. Is a local audit firm lah. So okay, beside on Micpa lah basically, kalau you nak apply for work dan juga industrial training, practical nanti, sebenarnya pointer tu penting. Pointer tu sangat penting sebab those company, what else that they can judge you. I mean, what else, apa yang dia boleh nilai kan. First, of course, pointer. So nak tak nak, pointer tu penting. But somehow, siapa yang pointer not so high as at now, don't worry. You just try to improve yourself. Main-main jugalah kan dekat UKM kan, takkan kita nak study buka buku every time kan. Boring life lah kan. But jaga pointer, dan bila I masuk audit firm tu, time tu I realise almost 100% of the workers akan ambil professional papers. Dan sebenarnya benda tu sangat penting masa buat kerja, sebab macam I cakap lah, benda tu akan give you knowledge, how to challenge, how to apply the right thing on the accounting. So basically, yeah, that's it.
And build connections also, right?
Yeah, build connection.
I'm actually really fascinated by the whole connection. That's something a really eye-opener for me. So I think based on what you said that if we don't have the awareness now, I think that's okay. When we step to the corporate world during the internship, maybe we'll get the awareness to do the professional papers. With you, Mr. Azrul, how does your experience at UKM affect your decision to take Micpa papers?
For my experience, it's not as interesting as Mr. Hazim. Because my for my experience, same like I think it's more relatable to you guys because it's like me listening to talks right now.
Yeah.
So I'm the one listening, and then I was interested about Micpa. So and then I see the staffs are friendly, like Mr. Hasib, Miss Aileen, they were friendly. But then, so I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should do this professional paper instead of, because we have other choices as well, right? So I feel like, oh, okay, Micpa should be good lah because they can cater us to our needs and they will like proactively engage with us. So back then, as a student, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should go for Micpa. And then they interviewed, and then I got it. So I felt like, oh, okay, I'm so grateful to do it, to do Micpa. And then after a while, when I was doing the internship, I realized like, oh, everyone also was doing papers, professional paper. So and then I just feel like grateful I got the place early, so I don't need to like fight when I want to work. Alright, so because when you finish your internship, you already do halfway. So when you want to work, the company already like know that you are doing Micpa. So they will just offer you to just join them after you finish your final year. So it's a really good to secure your job after you finish your study. So that's, for me, it affected me like really well. So my path to work, to get a job after studies is smooth. So I think it's a good experience lah for me.
So when they know that you're taking Micpa papers yourself, they offer you a secure job position.
Yeah. They already, I think for me, when I was about to finish, they already offered me. But for my friend, before they even started, before they even finished, like early stage of internship, they already offered you a job. So it's good lah, you secure a job already.
Wow. Okay, so taking Micpa also guarantees one of the secure position in the corporate world. That's really nice to know also. So before I go on to the next question, I would like to tell all of the audience, do drop any questions if you had in the chat box, because this is a very valuable experience and you might not get it again. So please do drop questions down there. So, okay, moving on, Mr. Hazim. One of the main concerns of graduates like us is how much does it cost to take Micpa? You know, I'm financially unstable. Because they have this intention to take these papers, but they are financially unstable. So did you, Mr. Hazim, encounter any financial difficulties? Or did any of your friends, since you already got the Yayasan scholarship?
Okay. So for me, initially, to be frank, kalau lah, let's say kalau I tak dapat any scholarship that time, most probably I will not take the professional papers lah. Most probably, walaupun yalah kita niat untuk kita further kan, tapi yalah mungkin rezeki. And in term of financial ni, sebenarnya you tak perlu risau sangat sebab sebenarnya banyak je firms, entities or scholarship yang you boleh apply. The main thing that you need to focus is your current result dekat UKM lah. So this is the main thing yang akan help you to get those scholarship. Macam by the end of, if I'm mistaken, third year or fourth year lah, all the scholarship datang ke UKM and then they offer, and then we applied, but not all who applied dapat. So yang membezakan dapat dengan tak dapat, satu mungkin pointer, satu your involvement lah dekat ni kan. Sebab of course your scholar pun mesti nak tengok, instead of studying, what else can you offer.
Yeah, like the extracurricular activities.
So in terms of financial ni, memang the fact is memang to take professional papers, yelah, it will cost you lah. But there are so many options to help you actually. And then satu lagi, the pointers also important. Macam I cakap tadi, untuk applying jobs lah. Sebab to be frank, I boleh nampak macam yelah, mungkin pointer I okay lah kan. Dapat job, dapat offer kerja, tapi kawan-kawan I yang pointer a bit low, dia dapat kerja tapi at the company yang not as, yelah,
not as kan. Faham.
So starting from now, please study well and perform on your exam lah, because it will help you.
Yeah, so the main step to go into the corporate world, I think, is to get a good pointer, because that is the only thing they can measure you with, and also participate in extracurricular activities.
Yeah, that is the main thing.
Okay, let's say this student encounters financial difficulties as such. Is there like a certain time limit to take Micpa papers? Like after this age, you can't already, is there a certain limit, or you can take it whenever you want?
If I'm not mistaken, Asif correct me kalau I salah. Okay, once you started enrollment, you will be given 8 years untuk complete all the papers. Macam UKM, kita ada exemption papers tu, kita akan ambil 5 paper je lah kan. So within this 8 years, kita kena completekan 5 papers. Let's say lah, kalau macam you dah done two papers and then you are having masalah kewangan, so you can rest lah, you can rest a while, and then you can settle down balik, and then you can take balik the exam, but within 8 years. Am I correct, Asif?
Yes, the max number is 8 years upon registration, once you registered. Yeah.
Mr. Hazib, would you like to add on anything on that?
I think in terms of,
Thank you.
Oh, Hasib. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, confused sikit.
Sorry. Okay, so now we know if you do have financial difficulties, it's okay, you can start it, then you can put it on hold, for we have like a 8 years duration to complete these papers. So Mr. Azro, since now we are in the pandemic and it's not the same as the pre-pandemic, and how Mr. Hazib said earlier, he said that we are all online, they're taking the papers online. How do you think that these Micpa graduates are going to grow, and what different experience will they have during this pandemic COVID-19 situation?
From my personal opinion, I would say that everyone is trying to survive during this pandemic. However, Micpa already proactively, they already come in handy with the announcement and guides during the period. And they already have like so many articles online. So you can check it out at Micpa Technical Insight. So they covers a lot of about like impact of COVID-19, highlight areas. So if you're working, you can see like what are those like mitigation, the impact of COVID-19 learning points. You can see the evolving audit environment due to impact of COVID-19. So they already provide you with articles and maybe updates or info that is really helpful for us. So they also do talks during the pandemic for us to keep up with it. And also, so for me, as the info and the guidance are already provided, so it's up to us to take the initiative to get ourselves prepared to go through this together. So everyone is struggling. So we also, since Micpa already provide us the platform, so we can just like read up and be on par with the current situation. So that's how I see it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Azrul. How about you, Mr. Hazim? What do you think about Micpa, this whole pandemic situation?
Yeah, basically, the point has been pointed out by Azrul lah. but kalau bukan cabaran in term of pandemic sekalipun, the challenges will keep coming to you.
True.
Just in a different way. It's up to you how do you manage it and how you continue your life to survive and to improve yourself, basically.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hazim. So now we know that even though there's the pandemic, it won't stop us from moving forward. And if you want to do it, you can surely do it. So that's the end of questions from my side. So before we end the question from my side and move on to the questions in the chat box, Mr. Azrul, what is the advice you would like to give to our audience today who want to take up Micpa papers?
My advice is to think carefully what you want to pursue in the future, because Micpa would be good for you to practice as a professional accountant. But if you don't want to do, don't want to practice, maybe you can do like a master or PhD. But personally, I would advise you to practice, and if you want to practice, do Micpa, because the pros is they have open book exams, and the staffs are really helpful. The staff is really helpful, even if you have like personal difficulties, maybe you want to take a break, you want to change firm, like me and Hazim are accountant. So they are really helpful. They will tell you what to do. They will tell you who to contact, and it's good lah for us. So we will be, kita akan rasa lebih terjaga. So, and also, if you do Micpa, it's a good macam for you to add knowledge, like in-depth knowledge untuk you practice in the corporate world. So I would say if you want to do professional paper, do Micpa. But then you have to consider everything lah in the future. What do you want to do? So that is from me, my advice.
Since you said that you have to consider what we want to do and you're the senior auditor, how do you know audit was the way to go for you?
Because when you do Micpa, right, you will cover everything. So the thing that you cover, I can say that everything is in audit. So it's really like I can say macam it comes in one full package lah. So if you study whatever you have studied in Micpa, or maybe in uni also, bila you buat audit, macam everything will be related to that audit. So it's really good for you to have good exposure and good experience. Most importantly is networking. Networking in audit is really good because you have different clients, you will change clients, and also your bosses. Also, your bosses might change places also, so you can get like maybe they will offer you to come with them. So audit is really good platform for you to do. At least if you macam struggling, right, just settle the 3 years in audit because it's really experience that you need. Yeah.
Okay, so Micpa also makes you clearer about which pathway you want to go in the accounting world. Thank you, Mr. Azrul. Over to you, Mr. Hazim. What is your advice to our audience today who want to take up Micpa papers?
Okay, for me personally, I would advise, take your time. Take your time untuk plan your life journey, basically. Okay, you duduk, you plan apa yang you nak achieve in 5 years, in the next 10 years, and so on. Because like me, for me, I plan before by 10 years lah, basically before 30 years, before I reach 30 years old, apa yang I nak achieve. Okay, maybe the 20 to 30, I nak gain as much as possible that I can get lah. So by gaining me, maybe trying new things and everything. So starting from 30 to 40s, maybe time to I will start to lead an organization or something there. And then maybe after that, maybe lah to contribute to the society ke apa kan. So because when your age is between 20 to 30, you are still considered young. So masa kita muda ni lah yang untuk kita gain as much as possible. Janganlah macam if possible, kalau ada yang macam fikir, okay, lepas degree aku nak kerja je lah. So macam aku kerja, aku nak ada family, dah itu je. Because sebenarnya if you plan betul, you can achieve as much as you want. Macam so far, thank God, alhamdulillah, I dah macam achieve what I plan to get lah. Kira before 30, I want to settle my professional papers. I want to macam get married, everything something kan. And even I met my wife pun masa I buat Micpa dekat dekat Tedes. So Azrul, okay Azrul? Okay, so yalah, that one is like rezeki lah kan. Tapi yeah, it's like that. So once you achieve what you want, maybe you can plan to achieve more. And taking Micpa ni bagi I lah, macam kita pun dulu banyak option yang datang kan, CCA apa semua. Tapi macam Azrul punya point jugalah, macam kita nak try, macam I nak ambil try full time papers dulu, lepas tu then only try to while working. And Micpa pun is the only local body. Although it's a local body, dia standard is still tinggi because they are collaborating with CANZ. And then of course macam bila kita bawa nama Micpa, kita masuk dalam kerja, kita akan tend to show that Micpa is good actually. Walaupun ialah kalau ikutkan kita dengar orang kata CCA lagi ramai lah kan. Tapi bila kita kerja tu, kita tend to show that we are good, and then sometimes we are better than them, something like that.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Hazim. I like your planning of 10 years to achieve something. Me and the audience ourselves will be very sure to follow. I think it's really strategic and it actually shows where you are at the point of your life. So thank you very much. So thank you again for this insightful session, Mr. Azrul and Mr. Hazim. We shall now open the Q&A session to the floor. If you all have any questions, kindly unmute yourself to ask our speaker directly, or you can type it out in the chat box.
Direct lah.
So before we move on to the questions, Miss Eileen, I guess she said there is no age limit to take the Micpa program. We only look at your entry qualifications such as degree in accounting. So that was to clarify the question earlier, that there is no age limit to take the Micpa program. You can do so whenever you want to. So the first question from Nurul Naimi. Hi, Mr. Azim and Mr. Azrul. May one of you share the experience of how you managed to get the sponsorship to further Micpa in terms of the process of applying to the interview sessions?
You want to start, Azrul? You start, Azrul.
For me, because we always attend the Micpa talks like right now, so they will put the application. So when the application is open, you just apply and just submit everything that they need. And I think should be they will assess you and they will contact you lah in the soonest possible. Okay. So that's how I got it. I'm not sure.
Do you think there's any like specific qualifications they look for besides the pointer to get this sponsorship?
I think extracurriculars, like if you are active in the activities, maybe they will see you as more outstanding, so they will consider you more than the other applicants. But just try. Don't think like, oh, you didn't join, you tak dapat, right? Just try. You will never know. Yeah.
There's no harm in trying. About you, Mr. Hazim? But how do you manage to get the Yayasan? I want to hear more about it because most of us haven't really heard about this Yayasan scholarship.
Oh, because for me, back in 2015, somewhere there, it was Eileen, the one who answered your question now, right?
Earlier,
she is the one who came to UKM that time and then brief about Micpa. And at the same time, there are some other professional papers also came lah to share their papers. But it turned out that time, instead of the professional body, scholarship also came and give talk about their program, and I applied all talent corp. I applied, and then the Peneraju, and one more. I'm not really sure. I didn't really remember, but it turned out I got interview from Peneraju, and that time I was interviewed by Peneraju and also Micpa people.
Together.
So of course you need to. There are a few stages. First, online assessment. You need to answer all the English and everything. And secondly, the interview. So the interview, of course, you need to perform yourself lah, and then tell what are your planning, everything. And yeah, I got it. Beside all the performing in the interview, of course, your performance in your academic also is important.
So you should always be aware of the programs happening in UKM and apply to it whenever is possible, and take the initiative to ace in the interview to get the scholarships and the sponsorship. I think that's one of the ways.
Yeah, and then one more thing I may add is for my batch back then, maybe the awareness is not really there. So to be frank, when outside bodies came and sharing their program, only a few attend. For example, like pernah tu 10 orang je datang. I rasa Ilin pun pernah bagi talk dekat UKM kot, and then that time memang a few student only lah. So memang masa tu yalah madu jugalah. At the same time, that is my opportunity lah to get kan, and then I get to know Ilin, and then get her advice, everything. Then yeah, that's it. That's my journey to applying it.
It seems like we have gotten many information from Miss Eileen. So whoever who wants to take Micpa and also want to be as successful as Mr. Hazim, we should all contact Miss Eileen and get most of the information. So moving on to the next question from Audrey. Hi, Mr. Azrul and Mr. Hazim. Who are your biggest supporters as you took this paper? And what else motivates you?
Hazim, do you want to?
Okay. So the person, of course, is my family lah, basically. So to be frank, before I'm pursuing my degree in accounting in UKM, I was a science stream student, but my father urged me to take account lah, although he's not from accounting background, but he got a small business, but he is the one who pushing me to take accounting, and sampai dah buat degree, and then masa nak final year tu dia cakap I talk about professional papers lah to him kan, and then dia kata okay, tak apa, kalau you rasa you nak ambil, you ambil, just go and don't be too rushing untuk bekerja. Yelah, it depends lah. Some people need to support their family kan, apa semua kan. Tapi if of course lah, masa I ambil full paper tu macam, of course you akan rasa a bit jealous bila tengok kawan-kawan dah kerja, dah boleh pergi apa, vacation kan. So tapi itulah, it's a worst way lah actually. So my family is my main supporter, and then bila I dah ada family sendiri, I mean I get married, of course lagi lah, kita kalau boleh kita nak secepat mungkin kan. So my wife pun he took Micpa and she passed all the papers dulu sebelum I, and then she is the one who persuade me lah basically.
Okay, so your family and your wife have been the strength and the pillar of your support. So how about you, Mr. Azrul? Who was your biggest supporter taking this Micpa papers?
Well, for me, it's the same. My parents. So because my dad, they're always like, okay, after this, what do you want to do? Like maybe degree is not enough. I'm not sure, but they will like try to motivate you to be more outstanding or like have something more than other people. So he asked me like, what can you do? You want to do masters or you want to do papers? But then he didn't know about these papers, right? So for me, personally, I was like looking out like, what can I do? And then I thought, oh, okay, because if you want to practice, then professional paper is the best option lah. So I choose to do professional papers, and other supporters is it sound narcissistic, but I say is myself because it's like a self-actualization needs, right?
Yes.
So you want to do something like more for yourself, like what do you want to do for your self growth? So I think like, or maybe I can push a bit more after degree, because if you want to do audit, it's more effective to do professional papers because there's also the requirement for them. So I pushed myself to do professional paper, and I listed out what to take, and then apparently Micpa was my choice. So and then I think that's it lah. Like myself actualization needs lah. I want to do something more, so I feel like okay, we just do professional papers after degree, and then we just practice as a chartered accountant. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry Cynthia, I lupa nak add one more thing.
Sure.
Ini bukan I nak ambil hati Micpa lah, tapi that is the fact lah. Sebab as I said, I pernah fail twice the same paper, but the Micpa staff is the one who keep saying that it's okay. It's okay. Just try your best. Don't give up now. I'm not sure Ashley is here or not. Ashley from Micpa, but she is the one who monitored my program, and then dia lah yang selalu bagi semangat lah, macam kata it's okay, apa ni, tak apa, go on, you are still young, you are still within 3 years. Lepas tu when I want to change my job from BDO to SLB also, they called me, and then they invite me to Micpa to discuss it, because what they are suggesting to me is like, why not you complete dulu 3 tahun dekat audit, and then baru you go to another company, because yalah ada because dia kata the 3 years at audit ni kira macam very valuable lah. So they advise me everything, but somehow they didn't push me. They just give their thought, and then at the end of the day dia kata okay, it's your choice, you know better, but they are there trying to help lah, basically.
Okay, so Micpa members also have been a strong support. I think they are supportive to all the Micpa members. So moving on to the next question from Alifa. Hi, Mr. Azrul and Mr. Hanim. Any advice to those who are currently planning on taking Micpa papers? I think she meant like the students now, maybe in their 4th year. So what are your advice to them? Like they want to currently take the Micpa papers in this whole pandemic situation. Mr. Azul maybe can go first.
My advice is, are you talking about like now during the pandemic or like generally if you want to take Micpa or not?
I think she wants to take Micpa now.
Arifah,
she wrote in the chat.
What kind of advice you want, Arifah? Alifah, right?
Yeah, Alifah.
Dia cakap je, it's okay. Kita orang tak marah pun.
Sebab macam kita orang confused sama ada nak terus, dengar tak?
Dengar.
Sebab macam confused sama ada nak teruskan ambil Micpa dalam, kan boleh ambil waktu 4 year untuk mohon SSP tu, ataupun after degree baru kita prefer untuk ambil.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Azim, continue.
I think when there is an opportunity, you just grab it. Jangan tunggu-tunggu lagi dah. Sebab you 4th year, sekarang ni 4th year first sem ke second sem?
Sekarang 3rd year second sem.
Oh, 3rd year second sem. Okay, bila you dah masuk, actually kalau dah ada offer sekarang, you just grab it. Because the process tu, it may take times. Tambah sekarang ni, yelah, pandemic, and then you don't have access to macam directly interview apa semua kan. So, the process would take longer time lah. And then, maybe if your rezeki, once you finish your degree, terus you boleh ambil. Sebab macam I myself pun, walaupun I ambil after degree, the process start before finishing the degree itself. Menjawab tak soalan?
Boleh saya tambah tak?
Silakan.
Boleh.
Kalau I personally, I rasa possible bila ada opportunity, just grab it. Sebab bila you, point one is bila you dah buat in your final year, so you dah boleh at least settle 2 papers lah. Harapnya you can settle 2 papers masa final year. So masa you nak kerja, you ada lagi 3 more papers. So macam masa you do part time tu, it's not as struggle as you nak buat banyak-banyak paper lah kan. Because I've seen lah my colleagues, dia macam kalau nak buat daripada awal memang a bit struggle lah, because you dah, and if you work kan, you can grow, you can be promoted. So your punya work punya responsibility will be banyak lagi. So you nak kena study lagi, and your work responsibility lagi banyak. So macam will be quite a struggle lah. So better settlekan cepat. And then my second point juga yang I explain tadi, bila you dah ada papers, macam you dah buat internship, orang your employer dah tahu you dah buat paper. So diorang akan lagi suka, because you already do halfway. So macam you lagi more competent than the others. Tak payahlah nak pergi ask for other new applicants kan. So you dah kerja kat situ, lagi dia akan offer you through straight away. So you dah senang nak dapat kerja. So that's my opinion lah and advice.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you, Alifa, for the question. So the next question will be from Nur Diana. From 1 to 10, how would you rate the difficulty level of Micpa papers? How challenging is it compared to UCAM's Bachelor of Accounting degree paper?
I think for Azrul only 1 or 2 lah kot. For me lah, to be frank, it is very challenging. Memang it is harder than your degree, but of course, when you want to get expertise in something, mesti you have to give more kan. So it is more challenging because it is more focus lah. Dia lebih mendalam what you are ni. Anything from you, Azrul?
I don't want to
Easy,
rate,
right?
because I tak nak rate because it's subjective. But I would say, kalau to look on the bright side kan, it's actually better. Dia challenging, but it's better compared to like what you study in the uni, because the uni team macam more on like fundamental lah. So bila you study in questionnaire paper, dia lagi in depth, and dia punya question tu lagi like more industry related, and macam you will tangkap lah actually what's happening in the industry. Lagi-lagi bila you are working and you're doing the paper, you memang boleh faham lah exactly is what happening in the world lah, in your working environment.
So it's like simultaneously taking those papers, it makes it more relatable a bit because you're studying it and you're doing a hands-on experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we have the final question for today from Zulaizad. Hi, Mr. Azrul. What encouraged you to stay still as an auditor despite others saying to be in this field is sometimes boring and too busy?
I'm asking myself as well too. No lah. For me, audit is dia macam like a really good exposure, and then like you will be fastly promoted. Macam dia akan like every year, if you are in a macam with good performance, you akan get promoted. So macam is easier for you for your career path, because like in like few years you dah assistant manager or senior, and then when you want to jump, it's easier for you. and more higher pay. But then personally, I would say dia macam like same as I said, self-actualization. Macam it's good to push yourself in audit. You can push. It's not boring actually. Audit is not really boring. It's because you will change clients. You will always change clients. So you akan buat different stuff, and then the client also different person, different person in charge. So you will need to handle different ragam behavior, and also the business also different. So you need to macam get a new knowledge, even if the industry is the same, but how they treat their company punya accounting is different. So you need to adapt to it. So it's always like a new stuff. So you need to learn. And also the perks, this is a side, not a main factor, but the perks is in audit, as an auditor, you will be looked like a bit more respectedly, I would say. And then the environment is more, I would say, if in the big fours, right, the environment is much better, more professional, and client will look at you as auditor. So if you go for our station, they will provide you with better perks, better place to stay. So that's a side factor that I would say that I like in audit. But the main point is more on self exposure, self growth that you need to push, and then also is more I would say more relatable if you do Micpa while doing audit. It's easier to relate. Yeah, that's for me.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Azrul. Mr. Hazim, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, mainly is correct what Azrul said. Memang audit ni sebenarnya takkan boring. Memang boring tu is a wrong word for me untuk audit. Because okay, macam I cakap tadi, audit is like you are checking and you are giving opinion to the client. Dan sebenarnya accounting standard ni keep changing. It's not changing. Keep amended dan juga diorang keep
improvising it.
Improvising it. So dia bukannya selama-lamanya itu guideline dia sampai bila-bila lah guideline dia. So when every time the standard tu dia improvise, kita kena keep up to date to it. Same goes to accountants lah. Tapi to be frank, usually normal accountants don't really care lah about this. So until up to when the auditors come, and then bila they share, barulah accountants ni acknowledge lah. So that is one of the things that differentiate between normal accountants dengan professional accountants lah, basically.
So also if I may interject, another aspect yang dia tanya is if it's too busy kan. So actually that one memang kita tak boleh deny, Hazim. Busy lah, but I can say maybe if you find a good it's like if you have a macam peluang yang bagus kan, like your company dia ada like balance, because sometimes ada company yang ada peak period dengan off peak kan. So that off peak period tu actually memang quite off peak lah. You can kerja sampai petang je, you dah boleh off. But time peak tu is not, it's just like for 3 months, 4 months macam tu kot. But it's okay lah, because they also have their own perks, macam they will give you allowance. Also they will have macam dinner after dah kerja tu. They for that client, they will have appreciation dinner. So your boss will bring you for dinners. As I said, ada macam the perks is ada macam you work hard, you play hard also lah. So macam tu lah. Okay. So it is busy, but kalau it's not busy kan, lagi-lagi we are young kan, macam you just finish studying and then you dah kerja, you kerja sekejap and then 8 to 5 kan, dia macam cepat je bosan. And then what do you think about in the future? Nanti you dah terbiasa with like macam laid back punya lifestyle, so macam you tak boleh nak push lagi lah. So if you are looking for something, macam you want more in life, so you just do it lah for few years, or at least until you finish your papers kan. That 3 years experience, that's what I would advise lah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Azrul. So, ladies
Okay,
and gentlemen,
sorry, Cynthia,
fire.
can I add on one more question?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I want to ask this question in Bahasa Melayu. So I would like
Okay, sure.
to ask you and Razzie excuse for that.
Boleh. Siapa nama?
Okay, selamat petang pada para panel. Okay, just saya nak tanya balik soalan sebab tadi seperti Encik Azim dengan Encik Azrul dah mention, family jadi sokongan awak berdua kan dalam proses, getting to Micpa. Cuma nak tahu, ada tak dapat bantahan ataupun dapat any bad impression daripada family ke ataupun friends ke, diorang macam kata, jangan masuk di sport professional body, benda tu susah, like kerja kat situ berat. Ada tak any experience dalam benda ni?
Azrul?
Personally, I tak ada like that, but macam from my close families tak ada because they are all macam supportive, but friends lah, maybe friends they would say, maybe in uni pun maybe friends yang akan, because they don't know yet dia punya benefit tu, so dia akan cakap it's hard because they haven't tried tau. So you jangan macam let yourself down sebab you dengar orang kata susah, because they tak try lagi, you pun tak try lagi, so you just try first and the benefit is more lah compared to the challenges. So I would say listen to yourself lah, what is good for you. Okay, Hazim?
Not much lah, maybe yelah, mostly kalau ada pun mungkin friends and one of the benda yang akan bukan demotivate you lah, yang buat you akan fikir a few times, maybe macam tengok kawan-kawan ada yang dah kahwin awal, kerja awal, dapat spend money awal, everything kan. So that is maybe one of the things yang macam mungkin trigger kita macam alamak, apa ni, tak payah buat lah benda ni kan, tak payah buat pun still boleh kerja kan. Tapi taking professional papers ni boleh kata a worst weight lah, a worst weight yang penantian yang berbaloi dan juga usaha yang sangat berbaloi.
Okay, alright. So ikut mindset kita lah nak tentukan apa yang kita nak buat. Okay. Thank you so much for the response, Cik Hazim and Cik Aziz. Back to Cynthia.
So, do we have any more questions from the floor? Okay, so if that's all, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end part of our forum. So I would like to wrap up this session by saying the key takeaways from this session, whereby Micpa is really, really beneficial to all of us in the sense of soft skills and presentation skills, and also building connections that lead up to a secure job placement, and higher position in the accounting world can also be attained if you take Micpa papers. And we have learned today that Micpa papers members also support one another throughout the whole journey, so there is no need to fear. And coming back to our topic for today, it is obvious that taking Micpa distinguishes us from other normal accountants and adds value. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you again to Mr. Hazim and Mr. Azrul for this informative and interesting talk, and to all the audience for this active participation. Hopefully this forum will be beneficial for everybody. So thank you for your attention. Before we end this slot, I'll hand this session back to the MC. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cynthia, and our panels, Mr. Hazim and Mr. Azrul. Also, thank you to Mr. Hasib, Mrs. Soraya, and Mrs. Eileen Grace for supporting us. So before we end this slot, we would like to request our guests to join our photography session. So all of you, you may turn on the camera.
All right, everyone, you may turn on your camera. I'm gonna take the picture twice. So ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Once again. 1, 2, 3, smile. And that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Based on today's forum session, I hope all of us can take notes on the most important thing our topic that I know affect all of us here, and I also hope we can make a good decision in the future based on their discussion and sharing about their journey. So hopefully we can avoid some of the potholes on ours, because people are like tea bags. You don't know how strong they are until you put them in hot water. Why I say that? Because those who put themselves through pain, but know deep down how good it really feels. So just take as many deep breaths as you need to, and don't worry, plan your future as best as you can. And to all students this evening, hope we have gained as much input as possible. And I know you guys enjoyed today as I am. This session is finished. This session is finished, of course, but it doesn't really stop here. And it will soon be time to be thinking about organizing the next one. For the panels, the token appreciation will be sent to your company. We look forward to seeing you at the next year's event. Ladies and gentlemen, hope to see you again and stay safe. And for our guests, again, we are very, very thankful to have you here and for your sharing also the details information about Micpa. Already open our mind to plan about our future in this past. All right, to our guests, you may leave this session. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Azrul. Thank you,
Thanks so much,
Hazim.
Hazim and
Okay,
Azrul.
okay,
Thank you
bye.
for
Thank you,
Well done, well
guys.
done. Yeah, I think they covered most of what I covered this morning. So I'm really happy because most of the points I shared earlier tally with what Hazim and Azrul shared. So I hope it opens up your thoughts, guys. And yeah, feel free to keep in touch with us. To get to know more about Micpa, or for your future. So yeah, thank you so much. Well done, Hazim and Azrul. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Okay,
Good job,
bye guys.
Cynthia, Sakina.
Bye.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye.
Hazim.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia, Sakina.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Alright, attention for student. Before you leave this session, so this is the last code that all of you need to enter the list in the chat box. Okay. So for tomorrow's event, there is a talk session with Mrs. Charlotte from CPA Australia. It will be starting at 10 a.m. So don't miss out, and remember to tune it to our session. Thank you and see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Bye, guys.
question will end soon. Thank you everyone for joining us today. You may leave this now. See you tomorrow.